order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded by men with guns. Who's gonna do it? You? You, Lieutenant Weinberg? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You weep for Santiago and you curse the Marines. You have that luxury. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Santiago's death, while tragic, probably saved lives. And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives. You don't want the truth of us deep in places you can talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. We use words like honor, code, loyalty. We use these words as the backbone of a life spent defending something. You use them as a punchline. I have neither the time nor the inclination to explain myself to a man who rises and sleeps under the blanket of the very freedom that I provide, and then questions the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you and went on your way. Otherwise, I suggest you pick up a weapon and stand a post. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to. Did you order the code red? I did the job. Did you order the code red? You're goddamn right I...
This is Awkward Occurrence or Awkward Entertainment. So today, we're going to be looking at, once again, speculation about Laina Stauch being abused by Letecia Stauch. Also, we got some snippets from Plunder's channel of her description about something else. Something about one of the neighbors had a conversation with Letecia. So we'll get into that, and we'll also get into some other thoughts of mine about this case and other people's thoughts. So let's start on the left-hand corner, or left-hand top corner. Now about Gannon's bleeding video. Let me see if this is the right post. Yes, this is the right post. So this is a conversation Letecia had with the neighbor. Start at the top. Neighbor says, "Sorry, I meant what made him bleed. What is the busted candle that made him bleed?" Not what is the busted candle. Basically, she asking what made him bleed. Letecia replies, "He stepped back on his foot from before. Yes, we couldn't see to get out of the downstairs. Was too smoky and alarms was saying fire, fire, fire. We ran out as fast as we could barefooted." That keyword barefooted right there. So she explains the blood. I don't know what blood she's trying to explain here, people. But she asked about the blood, the neighbor, so-called neighbor. And she says it's from him stepping on that nail earlier that Sunday, or whichever day he stepped on a nail, he stepped back on his foot and started bleeding again. So sometimes this can get very confusing depending on what situation they're talking about in this case. Yeah, what made him bleed? And she says it's from his foot. So the story is it's not from the counter bleed now. It's from his foot. So I gotta look into what blood they're talking about. Blood on the wall, blood on the floor. I don't. So when he said he was bleeding in the video, he was bleeding on his foot. Okay. What's this second one? I'm trying to get through this a little faster. Now this second one, same thing from Plunder's videos, talking about Facebook. Letecia posted about Kobe Bryant and his daughter died the same day on the 26th. Letecia posted about the candle incident on that same day. Okay, this right here. Sadly, it was likely the same day that Gannon sustained some type of injury from his stepmother, which would so Plunder speculates Letecia beat him the day before Monday on that Sunday. So that's pure speculation. That hasn't been, there's no evidence of that. Again, his stepmother injuries, which would eventually lead to him being killed the next day. That's their narrative. That's their narrative. That's their theory. That's not fact. Therefore, the leaked Facebook video is important in determining what may have actually happened that night. Yeah, there's nothing on the video to show anything. It's just Letecia asking him, did he do it on purpose? Him saying no, pinky swear, them gotta get it fixed, gotta sell something to get it fixed. And then Gannon allegedly, supposedly saying I'm bleeding at the end, so that's nothing. That's nothing. That's her narrative though. That's not what really happened. Let's get over to the anonymous. No one still knows who released this. Tisha did physically abuse Harley by whipping her. And let's go over to Laina was suffocated before she had her head beaten into a wall. That's all pure speculation. No one said that nowhere. You know, that just come as a curveball out of the blue, out of the left field. Somehow magically somebody's saying that now. What else was going on Plunder's channel? I remember the neighbor saying she didn't want to say nothing. She didn't want to say anything that was speculation. So she waited to come out and say something. But this right here is pure speculation right here. And the neighbor really didn't, from Letecia. All Letecia told her is he was bleeding from the foot. From when he stepped on the nail. That's where the blood comes from. Again, I don't know if they're talking about blood on the floor or blood on the wall. Them running barefoot may have been blood on the floor. I know some people question whether Letecia went to go look for carpet people. People say, well, how could she look for carpet people at nighttime? Well, maybe Letecia misspoke about when all of it happened. A lot of people in cases like this misspeak on when it happened, and the narrative end up changing. Anyway, the narrative changes. So maybe it didn't happen at night. You know, it happened sometime after they got back from the hike. And she misspoke about the time. Also, people say he didn't go on the hike because it was snowing in Colorado. But you have a witness that said they saw Gannon and Letecia on the hike. You know, with the picture with Letecia, Gannon, and Laina, there's a guy standing behind them on the hike. But didn't that guy come out and say he saw them on the hike? So how can they not have gone on the hike? Okay. Again, no evidence she beat Laina. Was that it? Let me go over to something else right quick. Okay, let me get rid of this one. Now, this was somebody else's narrative about weapons and whatnot. So far, there's been no blunt objects found. They say somebody's speculating she beat Gannon with a blunt object on Sunday. But there's no blunt object that's been found that's been labeled a weapon. No knife, no gun. No signs of injuries. No significant signs of injuries on Sunday. Or you would see more blood if there was significant sign of injuries on Sunday. Talking about the day of the candle burn. You would see significant signs of injury and blood. You wouldn't just see that little bit of candle wax that looked like doo-doo on the floor if she beat him. No objects found, no blame took place to cover up abuse. That never happened. Also, I said think for yourself and your own narratives, which is good. That I guess it's good all these other creators have their own narratives about what happened. I'm still going with she's innocent. So that's how I would present Letecia Stauch as innocent. Not enough blood to say he was hit with the object isn't really not. You only got a picture of what's supposed to be a candle burn. That's not enough. That's not no evidence that he was beat on Sunday. Matter of fact, the substance on the floor doesn't look like blood. It looks like doo-doo. A lot of people say it looks staged. No photos of blood anywhere. Out of Leticia's so-called phone, there's no photos of blood anywhere. And is the sofa, somebody keep talking about a suede sofa. I don't think that suede sofa is in his bedroom. But the suede sofa repair, maybe he was on the sofa when she recorded that video of him saying I'm bleeding, or talking about the carpet burn. It would make sense that the bleeding come from his foot and him running barefoot with Letecia out of the basement, or however she put her excuses. So that would make sense. Again, about the carpet people, she said she went to look for carpet people. People asking, well, how did you do that at nighttime? Maybe it wasn't at nighttime. Maybe it was during the afternoon after they got back from the hike. Back to the hike. How can they not go on the hike? Even though people say they don't believe that because it was snowing. But you have a witness. Didn't that same guy come out and say they saw them on the hike? The guy in the photo in the back, standing in the back. So what else is there? And that would be about it. Laina being abused, no evidence, pure speculation. And let's get into this video before I end this broadcast out.
The rumors have gotten so bad. I pretty much have been told at least 10 different ways that these people have these conspiracy theories. I guess they watch a lot of law shows and maybe they have all these theories on how Gannon is dead. And that's what they're saying. So I'm like, why are you saying Gannon is dead? He is not dead. We are going to find Gannon. And that's the main goal that we all have, my family has. Just because you haven't seen us, we have that same goal, and we've been out searching. My aunt has been out searching. My family has been out searching. We all have been doing that together so that we can protect each other.
Do you feel like these are just internet detectives who think they know what they're doing?
It definitely is. And, here's the thing that kind of saddens me. It's like, if you're going to talk about someone like that and have a witch hunt out for them, why would you even care, about doing those things? Because this is a child. You're telling me that you're just as mean, you're just as hateful to talk about someone else like that. That's how I feel. We just should not. We should all come together and wait until the end and see what happens, because Gannon's going to come home.
Any message for Gannon?